Hi guys, my name's Josh.
And I'm Ben.
And today we're going to be doing a video on how to properly mount red dots and scopes. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump in on mine. This one has the Vism micro red dot on it, and this is on the ENL-AK. I have a scope mount up here so you can actually mount a red dot on it. So this is how I run my AK, it's just like this. Nice thing about this is the way I run it is it's just enough to where I can see down it. So the height isn't too bad. It allows you to actually see down the sight very well. Gets you a good sight picture as well. So for me, this runs great because it's just right there where I need it. The nice thing about this sight that I use is because it does have the option of running a laser as well. So with it being able to run the laser, you can see it right there on my hand. So if I was using it indoors, I'll be able to kind of use the laser to see where I'm shooting at a little more. So nice option on that to run the red dot here. I don't run the red dot all the way back because I was never taught that way to do it, for one, and also because you want it to be a little bit farther forward so you can shoot with both eyes open. If the red dot's too close to your face and you can't see what else is behind it, then you have the issue of not being able to see what you're shooting at, or someone may get past you and you could possibly get flanked or some other thing may happen. The nice thing on this AK that's running it like this way is that with it being so compact, it doesn't add too much weight to. And that's also a nice thing because AKs aren't light, so you get that feature. With the mount that I have, I can actually co-witness with the sights. I can look down a little bit more and the sights will actually be able to be seen. This mount doesn't allow for that, but honestly, they're AK sights. They're not the best sights in the world anyway. So for me, this is how I run a red dot. When I run it on an M4, I run it the same way. I run it about halfway down the rail system, which seems to be the best way for indoor red dot use. Outdoor, similar. If you're going to run a magnifier on the back so that you do it, you just run the red dot a little bit further. So that's how I run a red dot, and Ben's going to explain how he would run a magnified scope.
All right, so magnified scopes are a little bit different, mostly because there's a concept with it called eye relief. So if your eye is too close, your picture's going to be a little weird, or if it's too far away, you're not going to see enough of the reticle for it to be useful. So you kind of have to sit there with it, you know, on your cheek and adjust where it's going to be sitting so that you get the best scope picture. Because like right now, this isn't. Yeah. So fortunately, with this one's kind of got a short eye relief, so I have to move it further and further back. But it also has a quick release, so you can still use these iron sights should something go wrong with that, and the little red dot on the top, which is handy. So with the magnified optics, not objects, you just kind of have to sit there and see what works best for you. Fortunately, airsoft guns don't kick, so you're not going to get, you know, scoped right in the eye like you would with a real rifle. That's why you kind of want to be careful with these on a real one, but again, this is airsoft, so just kind of put it where you get the best picture. You do want to do it outdoors, because if you're trying to set it up indoors, it's going to be all sorts of crazy and not focus right, because it's just much too close for any magnification.
So Ben, would you use a magnified scope for indoors or no?
No.
Oh,
No.
why or why not?
Like I said, I was just saying, you know, if you're trying to sight this in indoors, you're going to have a bad time. You know, unless you have it just set on 3, it's going to be okay, but it's going to take longer to get a sight picture than just using either the irons or preferably a red dot. Red dots are fast and easy to use. Put the dot on the target and pull the trigger.
So would you use a red dot with a magnified for indoors, or no, or just stick with just
Still
a red dot?
no, it just, you know, in my experience, a nice, crisp, fine, small red dot is going to be more accurate than using a red dot, even to some degree outdoors, because you've got that small, you know, aiming particle, and that's all you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about the crosshairs or anything else. You just use that little guy, and it's almost as good as using a laser.
So basically, if you're playing outdoors, run with either a scope or a fine red dot. If you're sniping using a DMR or a bolt action, then sniping scope would be the best.
Yeah, it certainly helps at that point because you can kind of watch where your BBs are going. But as far as, you know, setup like this, even outdoors, I'd probably find myself using this guy up here more often than I would the magnified.
Yeah, that seems to be the consensus for a lot of us, because this setup I use for outdoors, and I just use a red dot. I've never seen a reason to use a magnified unless you're using a bolt action or a DMR.
Yeah, I've tried several magnified optics with my field rifles, and I always end up just throwing them off to the side, with the exception of my sniper rifle. It's just the benefits don't outweigh the cons. They're harder, slower to use, and a little bit more delicate too. Red dots are pretty sturdy. They don't have all these fun adjustments, which are nice if you're going to be sniping, but
Which works out great for this. So let's say this was a DMR setup. The nice thing about it is because you've got this scope on here that gets you the 3 to 9 times magnification, you have the option to adjust it. And if you watched our previous video, it has just a nice compensator right here so you can adjust very quickly. So that with that being a feature on it and in the red dot, it makes it a nice scope for a DMR setup. Going with the sniping setup, you probably wouldn't just get a 3x9 scope. I don't know if you wanted to go with something like this, but it'd be up to your discretion. So our ideas on how to mount scopes, sights, just kind of see which way works best for you. We recommend that you come in, kind of try it on your gun, see what you like. Really, it just depends where you're playing, what your budget, and which one you prefer. Again, we both like red dots. Magnified are cool, but unless you're sniping, it seems to be something that's not necessary. So if you guys want to pick up any of these sites, go ahead and come on in to our store location, or you can visit us on our website at vipairsoft.armory.com. Other than that, guys, you guys have a good day.
Goodbye.
Just like any of the other Mark IIIs, you got the funky bunch underneath here. You've got the adjustment for the elevation. It is a little flathead or something, you would do it like that, okay? And then you do have the bullet.